Hey, nerdy sports fan here. Week 7 NFL action. Let's dig into it. This is actually probably my favorite game this week. We have the Houston Texans, who seem to be in a lot of my favorite games of the week, versus Indianapolis Colts. Very tough teams. The AFC South, much like the NFC North, has a lot of talent, and some of the teams in these divisions will not make it to the playoffs, but they will deserve to be in the playoffs over some of the teams that did make it. These divisional teams aren't going to make it just because they're in tough divisions that are beating the living hell out of each other. That's it. So the Colts might not make it in. They might. They will deserve it over some other teams that do make it in, because the Colts are an extremely good team. Okay? They are, well, when they had Andrew Luck still, they were legitimate Super Bowl contenders. Jacoby Brissett is not Andrew Luck. He's still pretty good, though. So, with this offensive line and the running attack generated from it, and this defense, which is very tough, they can go places. They can do things. They should actually make the playoffs. But Houston is a big, big roadblock for that. And I think they're going to pass them this week. I do. I think the Colts' strengths line up so well with being able to stop what Houston wants to do and attack their weaknesses. It just works. The Colts' running game is going to go off. It just is. I like the Texans' defensive front. I really do. What Merciless and Watt do on a week-to-week basis really is interesting to watch. But it's not going to happen against this offensive line. This might be the best offensive line in the league. And they're just not going to get tripped up by a defensive front that really relies so much on their bigger name guys to really make something happen. And the lesser known dudes, well, they're not going to step up when the bigger name guys are shut down. So I like Houston a lot. Their defense is not suited to go against this offense. This offense will run the ball right down Houston's throat over and over and over again. Houston won't be able to stop it. Now, receiving targets in Indy probably aren't going to get much love as far as fantasy football goes, but Hilton is always worth a start because he's immensely talented, and he will turn something short into something very long once a game, usually. He'll turn nothing into something, and that should end up in the end zone most games. So Hilton is a wide receiver too, and Marlon Mack is teetering in like the second or third best running back play. I'm juggling really between him and Aaron Jones. But yeah, Marlon Mack needs to be in your lineup. Okay? There was injury concern with him the past few weeks. Doesn't seem to be an issue this week, so get him back in the starting lineup. As far as Houston goes, their running attack isn't going to be as effective as it was last week. So Carlos Hyde is not going up against the crap that he was going up against with the Chiefs. He's not. So he's not a running back 1 or 2. He's more like a flex play. And the receivers are kind of valued up because they're actually going to be used a lot. They're going to be playing from behind. There's going to be a lot of throws in this game from Houston. So the receiver is going to benefit from that, especially if you're in a PPR league. Yeah. Kiki Kuti has come back from his injury, but Will Fuller's out there. And whereas he's always on the injury report in some fashion, right now he's healthy and playable. And every time he's healthy and playable, he has a chance to go off. He's one of, if not the best deep threat in the league. The only person in conversation with him is Tyreek Hill. I honestly think Will Fuller is a better deep threat than Tyreek Hill. Just Hill is less injury prone. And in spite of the fact that Hill always, is like beating the crap out of his kid and getting suspended for it, I don't see that keeping him out of as many games as Will Fuller's going to miss on the average season because of injury. So I love Fuller when he's healthy, though. I try to get him on my team every single year because you can usually get him really late because his stats skew him down because of his injuries. But when he is healthy, man, that guy is a wide receiver 1 in most leagues. So both Hopkins and Fuller need to be started in this game. They're going to be playing from behind. They're not going to be able to run the ball well. Those guys are going to get a lot of targets, especially in a PPR league. That is fantastic. Deshaun Watson is essentially defense proof. Okay? He will turn the ball over. He will. But the offense needs him to be so dynamic. They put him in so many situations to put points on the board that he's always worth a fantasy start. Even against players that are more consistent and don't turn the ball over, like Tom Brady or, say, Phillip Rivers or something. Phillip Rivers does turn the ball over, just not as much as Watson does. But yeah, those guys are consistent, but Watson has such a top end to him. You need to keep him in your rotation regardless of who he's going against. So start Watson, start Hopkins, start Fuller. Probably push Hyde to the bench. Marlon Mack is one of the best running back plays in the league this week. Don't start either defense. I wouldn't touch either defense in this one. And as far as the spread, they're even. They're even for a reason. These teams are really evenly matched. I have the Colts in this one, but it's going to be very, very close. I don't touch this game with my money because I just picked the Colts because I have to pick somebody. Okay? This is going to be a close game. Whoever wins is going to win by like 2 points. So it's going to be a great one to watch. Tune in, guys. Hit the rest of my videos for more fantasy advice and check out the Nerdy Sports Fan Weekly for my take on the Ramsey trade.